And back in 2019, Geely released in the Philippines a barn burner of a subcompact crossover SUV with the Geely Coolray, and a lot of people went Lady Gaga over it. What's going on, guys? Roy Robles here from Zigwheels.Ph, and join me as we welcome the new 2025 Geely Coolray. Now in 2025, Geely is out on a mission to regain a lot of lost ground from when Geely kind of changed hands with its ownership. And a lot of people were wondering, where's the new Coolray? Well, guys, here it is right now in the metal, and it just looks amazing in this really sublime looking purple color scheme. And this time around, it's coming with a nice new front end. I mean, look at that. It looks very purposeful. It looks like it's on a mission to make sure that it wins your hearts and minds and your bank accounts as well. You got nice LED headlamps right here. This nice vortex looking grille. It's huge. I mean, look at how huge that is. I mean, if you do plan to get your own Geely Coolray, make sure you get it in a lighter color like this one so you can flaunt this huge grille. We now have this Geely badge right here, and of course the 360-degree camera system. What Geely did back in 2019 was that it introduced this 360-degree camera system to a lot of us. It used to be this was only available to some really luxury vehicles, but when they first introduced this, they actually covered the windows, and we only operated the car out of the parking lot using the 360-degree camera system, and I think this really started off a nice trend right there. You got these red inserts with red accents all around. We finally see this fake carbon fiber trim right there. I mean, we all know that it's not real carbon fiber, but it's just there to add a little bit more sportiness, a lot more pizzazz right here. Now these ones though, on top of the hood, they don't really serve much of a purpose. Out here on the side, we get this all new 18-inch alloy wheel design with red brake calipers all around. You get disc brakes all around, by the way, and 215/55 R18 Continental tires. I know you guys are thinking, just because it's Continental doesn't mean it's absolutely good. Well, the thing is, having those branded tires, these nice tires right here, still puts it on top of whatever stock tires that others are offering. So that's a little bit more effort that I appreciate. So you see this nice character line moving right along from the headlamp and kinks downward to the belt line of the vehicle. I kind of like that. And then it continues over right here to the side, all the way to the back on top of the tail lamps, giving you this nice feel that even though it's standing like this, standing still and static, it looks like it's moving. Just one of the cliches these car reviewers say, but anyway, you got this roof rail on top, a nice two-tone look to the overall package. You got more carbon fiber trim, fake carbon fiber trim right here on the side mirrors, our 360-degree camera right there, and the overall look of the Geely Coolray right here, even though it reminds me of the previous Coolray, I really appreciate the changes that they made here. They put a nice pattern right here on the D-pillar, creating some sort of floating roof design. The aggressive-looking wing makes another appearance here in the back. We find this nice long light bar going across the entire midsection of the rear here, because these days, again, if you don't have that huge light bar in the back, you're not a car in 2025, you're a car in 2015. But anyway, we got it right here. You got this nice Geely branding on top. It's nice and blacked out right here. And of course, got to appreciate this huge wing right here in the back even more so. We got this carbon fiber trim as well. You got your third brake lamp, and don't forget about the rear fog lamps as well. Now, one thing that was in the previous Geely Coolray and then makes another appearance are these 4 exhaust ports. And they're not just there for show, they're there for go. And I mean, look at that. It looks really aggressive, especially with these diffuser looks here, diffuser trims right here. That's now bathed in that same fall carbon fiber trim and red accents. Oh, come on, how can you not like the Geely Coolray? You got your Coolray branding right here as well, and this nice badge right there. One thing, it says 290T. That gives us a hint of how much power it makes, because it makes 290 Nm of torque. Now, Available in this top of the line package, you've got this power tailgate, giving you access to all this space inside. And if you need to fit longer items, you could just fold those rear seats down in a 60-40 split configuration. It's no problems. For 2025, it's pretty much the same, but with a lot of improvements. For example, you now have, instead of having leather soft touch material on the middle of the dashboard right here, there's this rubberized material right here that is much easier to clean. In fact, it's got the words right there on the other side that says battle. I don't know what kind of battle that they're gonna say, but it's just some sort of quirky affectation that I appreciate them having there right there. You also have more soft touch material right here on the dashboard there. Door cards almost everywhere, actually. Here's the thing, in the parts where it's supposed to be hard touch plastic, you have more of that rubberized material that I was talking about right there. I most appreciate the red trim around the seats here. The seats are nice and they're comfortable, despite the fact that it's heavily bolstered this way, making it, giving it a little more sportiness. It's very forgiving, especially for chunky guys like myself here, and it's power operated right here for the driver as well. So you get power seats, but most importantly, you get cooled seats. That's right, you get cooled seats for both the driver and the front passenger right there. So which is something of a godsend, especially with our hot summer and yes, hot rainy days as well. That kind of weather just sticks up your behind, if you understand me. But yeah, this one here is really good. The steering wheel has this nice leather material around it with perforated leather right here on the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. It's kind of squarish. If you ask me what kind of design it is, it's very squarish, very aggressive, and very sporty, and it is nice to hold in the hand. It is adjustable for both reach and rake though, so getting your optimal driving position is easy. And you got your aircon vents right below this huge 12.5-inch touchscreen infotainment system right here. But unfortunately, it doesn't have Android Auto though. It does have Apple CarPlay, so for you Apple fans out there, you won't feel shortchanged at all because you still have Apple CarPlay. Now, despite the fact that it does not have Android Auto though, there are a couple of other features in the Geely Coolray that I know you will love. For example, the aforementioned 360-degree camera system. I mean, this was one of the cars that first introduced us to 360-degree camera system in a budget car, and it's still right here. Although the resolution might need a little bit of boosting up, especially at night where it can get a little washed out there, it's still pretty useful, especially in this situation. Now, one thing that it has though is that you can actually use, in the same menu at least for the 360-degree camera system, you got automatic parking. Automatic parking at a car this price point is just insane. I mean, being able to remove the stress out of parking through tight spaces just adds a little bit more value to this. I know more seasoned drivers would probably prefer having to park themselves, but if you're a new driver or you want to impress your friends with this kind of technology, it's right there. So you can either park perpendicularly, parallelly, and even leave your parking space as well. So there are all the different settings. Another new feature of the Geely Coolray for 2025 says traveling data, or what I'd call a built-in DVR, a built-in dash cam. I'm not going to call it a dash cam because dash cams are installed right here in the front on top of the dashboard. Here it utilizes the 360-degree camera as some sort of black box as you're driving, so it sees the front, the sides, and the rear, and even collects data of how fast you were going, what type of input you're trying to put in your car. For example, hit brake, it's going to detect that you hit the brake there and how strong, as well as the accelerator pedal. It's going to give you how much percentage the accelerator pedal is moving along, as well as what lights are on during the time of any incident or while you're recording. So, for example, if you put your left signal right here, it's going to detect that it activated your left signal, your right signal, your headlamps are on, so you're definitely safe in this one. You do have a 10-inch digital display cluster where you can get all the information that you need for your drive. You got your trip meter, you got your tire pressuring monitoring system as well, and various other start of the radio and other features about your drive. I do wish that you can that you have some sort of option to change this into a more traditional gauge cluster, because as it stands right here, it just looks very too futuristic for me, if you ask me. And I don't like this part. If I would change this, I'd probably stick to an analog, or if you really have to go for full digital, I'd give us an option to choose, since it's already digital anyway, and maybe a software patch. Just give us those sporty looking gauge clusters, and that will be okay. Right here at the bottom of the aircon vents, you have these manual switches here. So even though you don't have a volume knob, you do have manual options to activate your AC. You have automatic climate control here, by the way, and it's nicely integrated with the start-stop button as well. Another new feature for 2025 is a wireless fast charger here. So you can go ahead and just put your phone down, and it is going to charge your phone. Fortunately, I don't see any AC vents or any vents or vent holes right there to cool my phone while charging. But fortunately, I don't have Apple. It doesn't have Android Auto, so your phone probably won't be heating up that much right here. Anyway, you have the air conditioning flowing through right there. It's just that's something that you might want to have if you're wirelessly charging your phone. You have two USB ports here. Fortunately, it's USB-A, not USB-C, so you will have to find a cable with still using USB-A. And at the bottom, you have your 12-volt socket where you can put in your fast chargers right there. And you do have a nice cubby hole underneath for all your stuff if you want to keep it away out of sight. One ingenious thing about the Geely Coolray, though, are these cup holders. As you can see, the cup holders are actually part of these modular shelves right here. I think this is born out of Geely's partnership with Volvo and IKEA. These things are smart because you got these slots right here. So however large or small your cup is, you can actually modify these modular shelves to make sure that your cup or your bottle fits no problem. So it does not have the automatic brake hold function right here. You'll have to go through and dig through the menu system right here to activate your automatic brake hold, but that's okay. And you have your electronic parking brake and your drive mode selector. The black interior trim is appreciated by myself because, yeah, it's going to be easier to clean because you're going to spot the dirt easily as well. And you've got a nice sun visor here and vanity mirror with vanity light, which is nice. You got your sunglass holder right there as well, and of course, don't forget your panoramic sunroof on top. All right. So overall, the front end of the Geely Coolray, it has enough changes to make sure that it gets refreshed from the previous model, but there really wasn't anything bad with the previous model. It's just that this one right here, they were able to update it, add more black splashes, silver trims. It kind of looks like the cockpit of a Gundam mobile suit, if you ask me. Let's take a look at the second row seats and see what's in store for the passengers. All right, so in the second row seats of the Geely Coolray, it still has the same spacious second row. I mean, you have your sculpted front seats here, so at least you can fit your knees and your legs. But I got space for days, so I'm not complaining, actually. You even have this center armrest with cup holders. You can just lounge around, no problems. The panoramic sunroof, though, is causing a little bit of reduction to headspace points, because if I sit upright this way, and sometimes I do want to sit upright when we're riding around town, it kind of hits my head. You have some hooks right here for your ironed out clothes. And the biggest change for 2025 with the Geely Coolray, it finally gets rear AC vents. I remember we've been reviewing the Geely Coolray tons of times before, whether it's the first one or the updated facelifted version. A lot of people were clamoring, were complaining that there was no aircon vents in the rear. Well, you get two of them right now, and you even have a USB charger right there and a small cubby for smaller items. So yes, no complaints for me here in the back, apart from, of course, the decreased headroom, but that's perfectly fine. That's okay. I'm just nitpicking, but overall, it's a great space to be in. Maybe if I bifurcate myself, I can fit 2.5 of myself right here no worries. But 3 might be a stretch, but that's to be expected in this particular segment of subcompact crossover SUVs. So let's go. First of all, I'd like to start off with that engine. You've got a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. The previous one had a 3-cylinder on it, which means there was a little bit of vibrations here and there. I mean, it was barely noticeable, but you know that it's there. It definitely doesn't feel like a 4-cylinder engine, but this one here, it feels smoother. Yes, even when accelerating from a standstill, it now feels a lot smoother, and it makes 171 horses and 290 Newton meters of torque. It's mated to a 7-speed wet type dual clutch transmission, and I gotta say, this transmission seems to be improved from the previous model and from other dual clutches. Actually, it's smoother. It doesn't seem to be trying to lunge forward every time we accelerate. For suspension, you've got McPherson struts up front and a torsion bar in the back, plus you've got electronic power steering right here. And it comes to the turning radius, it's pretty tight, and I like that. So going back to that engine, you've got 4 drive modes. You have Eco, Comfort, Adaptive, and Sport. And once you hit it on Sport, using and utilizing all that power, going to the front wheels. Oh wow! I like hitting speed limit, 60 kilometers per hour. It goes from 0 to 100 in just 7.6 seconds. And that's something I used to say, that it doesn't really matter how large the number is you put in the product sheet or brochure, but if you it really doesn't matter between that and real life, because it always matters in real life. And I can finally say that the Geely Coolray right here can back up those numbers that they have on their spec sheet, and when driving in real life. So we're going back in Eco. I usually go ahead and activate Sport mode in all of our test units, because Sport mode every day. But in here, I'd rather keep it in Eco mode, because I want to think of the Geely Coolray as more of a daily driver. So I want to make sure that it gets the most fuel economy that it can, especially in the city. And it does reward you if you drive around normally, if you drive around like a sane person. So a couple of features that it has automatic engine shut-off system. It actually helps with making sure that you get the best fuel economy. It's just that it's not something that I would prefer myself. So for city driving, the Geely Coolray gets around 8 kilometers per liter, and we've been experiencing some really heavy traffic lately, so 8 kilometers per liter is actually pretty good. And once we were out on the highway, I was able to get 16 kilometers per liter on the highway. So that's pretty smooth out in SE-Tex. I'm going straight out, no traffic, just making sure that I keep within the speed limit. My average speed was around 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. So yes, getting around 16, even flirting with 17 kilometers per liter is easy. So if you're thinking that the Geely Coolray might have lost a lot of points if they added another cylinder right there, you'd be wrong, because of the way a 4-cylinder works and all that, you still get good fuel economy from the Geely Coolray, and I like it. Alright, so NVH levels in the new Geely Coolray is certainly much improved over the previous model. I mean, yeah, a lot of that has to do with the switch from 3-cylinder to a 4-cylinder setup. The engine feels more balanced. It's definitely a heftier one as opposed to the old one, because you got one more cylinder to contend with, but it feels more solid on the inside, so you won't barely feel any vibrations coming from the outside here. Sound insulation is okay. I mean, it's no luxury car. You won't get any luxury car levels of sound deadening on the inside, but at least it's got just 18-inch wheels. So just 18-inch wheels in an age where a lot of the SUVs are moving forward to 19s, 20s. This one here has 18-inch wheels, which means it has a higher sidewall, and it can absorb those bumps on the road much more efficiently than, let's say, a 20-incher would. So yeah, NVH, pretty good for the Geely Coolray. Let's talk about safety features. You got multiple airbags inside. You got stability control, traction control, downhill assist. You even have blind spot detection monitoring system inside, as well as automatic parking assist system. So as I mentioned earlier, having automatic parking assist removes the stress out of, well, from new drivers trying to look for a parking space, and it makes you park like a professional professional driver. You see, this is actually an opportunity for you to flex and show off your friends that you know how to drive, or you're letting the car park yourself. So it doesn't have any advanced driver assist systems right here, but that's something that a lot of Geely Coolray fans actually appreciate and know of, because with removing a couple of systems and the features here that they don't usually use anyway, it brings the price down. All right, so pricing for the Geely Coolray starts at 1,139,000 pesos for the entry-level variant. But if you want to get this particular variant right here, and I really think that you should, this one can be had for just 1,299,000 pesos, and you get everything that we talked about. We got the power tailgate system, you got the wireless charging, you got a 360-degree camera system. Everything that you know and love about the Geely Coolray is here, plus more, and you got an extra cylinder for it too. So you got that there going for you. I understand, and I think that the price is actually more affordable in the top of the line range as compared to the outgoing model. So you really get the most out of this particular car in that regard. There you have it, boys and girls, the 2025 Geely Coolray. Now, if we start to compare it with the newer competition in the market, and I think those smaller subcompact crossover SUVs, I really still think that it holds its own, especially with those new ones out there. But guys, I want to know what you think. Drop me a comment in the comment section down below. Tell me if you think that the Geely Coolray still has what it takes. But while you're at it, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification icon so you won't miss any of our videos. Thanks very much for watching. Roy Robles here from Zigwheels.Ph. See you guys next time.